computer. Just found it. Hey guys, this is Holistic Health with Harry, and today I'm joined by a very special guest, Bristena, who is a psychospiritual counsellor helping people in their journeys, removing people's blocks that hold them back from their authentic self. Which sounds like a mouthful, but me and you go a bit back, Bristena, because I'm in, I guess, your room or room that you used to live. We did a swap when I moved in with my ex, and yeah, you've been on an interesting journey, and you have interesting titles and you do interesting things. And I want to speak to you about all of these things and something really special. So if you'd introduce yourself a little bit to the audience, that'd be cool.
Well, hi everybody. Hi Harry. Thank you so much for hosting me on your show. Yeah, well, I'm originally from Romania. I moved to London 8.5 years ago, and the last 4 years I've been training at the Institute of Psychosynthesis, which helps people on their personal and spiritual development journey. So as a counselor, in my work, what I do is people come to me when they're experiencing some kind of maybe identity crisis, or some kind of suffering that they're trying to find a new kind of meaning for, or they're trying to basically, as you said, unblock themselves, realize, what do I keep doing that is not working, and what can I do about it? In many of our lives, there comes a point where we realize, if we keep doing life the same, we've been doing it so far, it might not really continue to serve me. Like, we keep noticing that we get stuck in the same patterns of thinking, of behavior. And yeah, some people just don't want to do that anymore. And then they seek people like me who, I get to talk to them to understand what made them into the person who they are today. And then I also reach into their core self, and with some of the qualities and techniques that I bring to this work, I help people embody more of that, release themselves from those places that are keeping us small and contracted and less than what we're actually capable to become, and what is in our birthright and in our potential to become more of our shiny, bright, healthy, happy, and empowered selves. And yeah, it's just my greatest pleasure, passion, and purpose in this life to help people on that journey.
That's really cool and well explained, Bristena. Can we touch base a little bit with your story? So how did you come into this? Did you have something like, you wasn't being inauthentic, you was being a bit, lost, and then you kind of got into this and found yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. That's where it all started for me. I came to London, as I said, and I embarked on a course of study that soon enough turned out to be definitely not for me. I was doing a law degree, and I realized my heart wasn't in it, and I saw myself continuing down that path, and I saw how miserable I would become if I continued to invest in that. So in that moment, I realized I had to make that choice between the blue pill and the red pill. And
Right.
I realized I had to be brave and take the leap into the unknown without any guarantee, any security, any plan for how my life would unfold. It was a really interesting, pivotal time in my life, a turning point where basically everything changed for me. That happened in 2014. I was really, really fortunate. I had people around that really supported me, and this sense of, you're more than this, and take your time to really figure out who you are. Take your time. And I feel so angry about the fact that we don't really give children that time, and also late teens, that opportunity to really get to explore who they are before they're meant to sign up for a career, because they don't have that time and that support to truly get to explore who they are. And it's so critical that we do that before we try to live up to a certain identity, and be in a certain job that might not actually truly represent our calling or our passion. And it's so sad to see people stuck in those dead-end jobs where they're not really happy with what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to see myself in that way. I wanted to take as long as I needed to really figure out what was true for me. And so, yeah, I just started on that journey of self-exploration, self-discovery. I started, just opening my eyes wide open, trusting that my intuition would guide me. And here I am today, really living my truth and really feeling like I'm here to make a difference in the world with who I am and my skill and my passion that is really deeply authentic to me.
Yeah.
And this is my book.
Aha, so we was going to get to
This-
that, and this is definitely a primary reason to talk to you, along with the things you do on a day-to-day basis, helping people for the counselling. So the event, I guess, is what you've just shown us, and I'm really happy because I've written a load of books, and I love it when people write books and get to it. So that book you just presented, is
yeah,
your
me
first
too.
ever book. Talk to us about it.
Yes.
When it's released, and what's it about?
So I'm so thrilled to bring my baby into the world.
Yeah,
it's
it's
um
like that.
it's really like that. It's a collection of all the little poems and scribbles and diary notes from this journey that I was telling you about. This journey of beginning to transform myself into a more authentic, genuine version of myself. And it's like, what happened along the way? What are some of the dilemmas I had to tussle with, some of the challenges I had to overcome as I released myself from who I thought I was, and in this transitionary phase of, I'm not who I thought I was, but I'm not who I will become yet. And
Mm,
so, in that caterpillar phase, it can be very daunting, it can be very difficult and confusing and destabilizing sometimes to be
mm.
in that shape shifting, stage of
Yes, because you
your
lose
life
confidence.
where
No one likes
yeah,
to.
you don't know who you are
Yeah.
anymore. And so it's so tricky to navigate those periods. And for me, what really helped me was poetry.
Mm,
It's really, for me, the most sublime healing form. I know that everybody has got their own, propensity towards one art form versus the other. Some people prefer dancing, other people
mm,
music, other people maybe meditation, prayer. But for me, poetry
mm,
stood out as my closest means of being able to express myself during
mm.
those very dark and terrifying moments. And somehow, by giving voice to those places of despair and hopelessness and helplessness and fear, I was able to transmute them and find a deeper truth, find, some more meaning through that dark night. And so, yes, I put them all together in this book.
Yeah.
And the book launch will happen on the 20th of June in the
Mm,
evening in
yep.
North London in a
Mhm,
really stunning venue. I'm so pleased.
mm.
It's a converted church, it's an alternative theater
Oh,
studio. So, yeah, it's really beautiful there. I can't wait to welcome people to join me on this very sacred and, I don't know, bright path.
mm,
I really do hope that this book will send this message of empowerment, of hope, of faith that no matter what people are going through, no matter all the struggles, the difficulties or challenges they're going through, that, there is always something that will see you through as long as you continue to be open and to reach out for support and to also reach within and to search for your own answers within.
mm.
Many people rely too much on finding answers from the outside, and then they keep staying attached, to other figures of authority to give them the ultimate meaning or truth in their lives. But
Mm.
actually, I truly believe it's our own individual journey that each and every one of us, has to take for ourselves to find our truth and our meaning and what truly drives us and what gives us purpose to our lives. We are unique and we all have something beautiful to contribute, I believe. But
Yeah.
it's our duty and our responsibility to figure that one out for ourselves. Of course, we can enlist support, and that's what I'm here to do, to facilitate that journey for people. But it's it's ultimately something that we all can do if we so choose. And yeah, I hope people will get a taste of that in my book and in my work if they're really feeling that call to experience more of who they could potentially be.
I love it. And well, I can't wait for myself to read your book, because like you said, what you've done is poetry is your thing, and everyone gets inspired by poetry. So it's all your little poetry musings and I guess little tidbits, the things that you've learned that are really powerful, because I'm sure you had a lot more information in it. You condensed it. This is what I like about books, into what you'd perceive and we'd perceive as your best stuff into this book. So it's like, I don't know, a book's like downloading wisdom, or the wisdom without being in your presence so much, that someone can give you, because a lot of people would be in America and not be able to meet us. So that way, it's really cool that you condensed this into a book, and I myself can't wait to read it. It's going to be really cool.
Fantastic. Well, the other day someone opened it randomly and they read the poem and they said, "Oh my God, this is exactly what I needed to hear today."
Right. Yeah.
And already I'm like, oh, I'm so touched,
Yeah.
because it really speaks to the soul. That's what this book is supposed to do. It's supposed to evoke a quality in you that maybe you don't normally get to access. And also reminders that, maybe it's not as difficult as some part of you believes it to be. If we can open to the light or to something more beautiful in ourselves, we can ease our way through our struggles and challenges. It doesn't always have to be so hard, but we really have a knack for making things really difficult for ourselves sometimes, don't we?
Yes.
And it's good to have those reminders along the way. So let's open the book now and see what the
Yes,
book
I was
has to
gonna
offer
ask.
for
Let's
your
see if you could present
listeners.
us with something that's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's all going to be good. It's up to you what you choose now. That's the hard
Yeah,
part, choosing
well,
something cool.
why don't you give me a number? I've got 194 pages.
Oh, that's a
Sorry,
good way to do it. Okay.
190 without the table of contents.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'll give you two things, because 20th of June is my birthday and also your book launch. So how about 20?
Yeah.
Page 20.
All right, let's do 20. Okay. Perfect. It's the prayer of peace. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier. When the world feels too much, when the mind gets frazzled trying to work it all out, when the feelings boil over and you can't keep the lid on anymore, when the body is heavy and tired with stresses and strains, may you remember to go within, to find that place of stillness and respite, a place that holds the memory of things cherished and sacred, so that you may find the strength to carry on in their pursuit. May you remember to breathe a little deeper, to see your challenges as steps on your soul's journey, to bless the triggers, to listen keenly to their messages, to find the courage to choose faith even under the terror of defeat. May you remember to take a break, to soothe yourself, take a bath, light a candle, do an act of kindness for yourself, to hug yourself tightly as you fall asleep, and see yourself starting all over again the next day. May you remember what you're doing it all for, what lights you up and sets you on fire, what special gifts you bring into the world, why you are so needed, why you are so loved. May you remember that you're so loved, so uniquely you, yet just the same as us all, embracing your humanity, your vulnerability, allowing your divinity, your infallibility. May you remember, may you remember, may you remember.
Wow. That was amazing words, but I think made even more amazing by the way you talk and say it. It's very powerful, Bristena. Really powerful. I mean, that's a real treat because in a book, and a book's amazing, people won't, unless they know you, they won't hear your voice. So people watching this can hear your voice with it. So there's a real power behind that. You need to do an audio, by the way, of it as well, I think.
I've got that as an idea, yes. In
Yeah.
upcoming times, I might put some of my poems to beautiful piano music, who knows, and then make an audio book of it too, yeah.
Yes. I mean, so that's amazing. In the book launch, would you be doing readings for people?
Yes,
Readings at the event?
absolutely. I'll probably read for about an hour and with the background music as well. And there will be also a chance for people to ask questions, you know, people anywhere that if they feel touched by a certain poem, they would be very welcome to share their experience. I would also probably invite people to write down a word for how every poem lands with them, and maybe at the end we can all do a little poetry writing session together, whoever wants to join. So it can be a very interactive experience as well.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so yeah, so it's your readings and interactive too for people. That's really cool.
Yeah, because I really want people to take something away, you know. I want them to receive this medicine. I want them to receive these words and this for this to mean something to them. I really want them to take away like something that they discovered about themselves on the day that they might not have realized before, and to make an intention to make it a reality in the days and weeks to come. You know, I really want them to be impacted by this in a positive way.
Yeah, that's so cool. I feel very honored actually that you read it out. Obviously I didn't expect, well, I thought you might read it out. I didn't expect the way you did, the way you flowed and you read it out. Is there here's another thing. You choose something you want to read out to us from your book. Like, say your favorite thing. Do you have a favorite thing in your book? I mean, that's a hard question, isn't it?
I kind of do. It's very hard because they're all my babies, you know. But if you give
Yes,
me one moment,
I
I'm
know what you
gonna be
mean.
able to. I'm gonna quickly find one of my favorite ones, and I'm very happy to tell the story behind it too. It's called, actually I posted on Facebook today a bit from it. Insanely Beautiful, page 95. So I wrote this poem when I was in Istanbul. I feel very connected to the mystical branch of Islam called Sufism, and Rumi. He's my favorite poet, and I feel very, very deeply inspired by his connection to the divine, to the sacred, to the great beloved. And so I wrote this poem shortly after I went to a whirling dervish ceremony, which was in honor of his death in December 4 years ago. And that ceremony, even though I did not understand the words, but just being witness to a very powerful, energetic movement, it touched me so deeply. I cried. I felt like I was touched by the divine presence. And so this poem is sourced from that space of opening to something else beyond me, and allowing myself to be taken on that journey. Insanely beautiful, beautifully insane. Just when I thought I had lost the plot, an even greater one took me unawares. A call to the unknown, a divine whisper, a sacred invitation, a few hints on a familiar path that I had never dared to take before. Humbly, willingly, I surrendered control, and suddenly I found that I could no longer resist my reality, which, like an avalanche, invaded every cell of my being. Oh, I became one with existence. Tears of ecstasy, tears of sorrow, they all rain upon me as they please. For who am I to stand in the way of this organic unfolding? I never believed in God until I sang and prayed, until I danced and loved, until I extended a hand to another human being. Lucidly dreaming my days, like a flower I keep opening my soul, petal after petal, exploring every nuance and color. I am vibrantly alive, beautifully insane, insanely beautiful. I am dreaming myself alive.
Wow, that's so cool. That's really, really cool. I love it. And you even remember a lot of it too, I noticed. You're remembering.
Mm.
Yeah, that's really powerful. Wow. I actually really can't wait to read it.
So
The book.
if you
Mm,
take a moment now
mm,
to give yourself a moment of silence and go within
mhm.
and become aware of the way this poem has touched your heart and what is echoing inside of you. Just notice any sensations, any feelings, and see if there's a word that captures the experience of having listened to this poem for you.
I figured the word enraptured.
Enraptured.
Mm.
Enraptured. Speak to me more about enraptured.
It just came into my mind.
If
Captivated.
you
I think it means like captivated. I don't know why it came into my mind.
So if I ask you, if you, Harry, in this very moment allowed yourself to become more enraptured and captivated by something that gives you deep meaning and purpose in your life right now, what would that mean to you?
Everything. Yeah, it would mean everything. To be captivated by life and living. Um, enraptured. Really
Mm.
passionate. I'd be really, I mean, I am passionate, but to have that word around all the time would be even more.
Wow. More alive, more energetic, more aligned, I feel. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. More energy, more happiness, more gratefulness. Yeah, all the good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, it's so needed. I feel like everybody needs to realize how much wonder and abundance and joy and beauty is available when one opens oneself to receive the bounty of the world, you know, because the messages that we get and we've been getting, and yes, there's so much pain and tragedy happening in the world, and if we only focus on that, we don't look at what is good and how can we resource ourselves to stay grounded in that which does nourish us and that which does fill our cups and gives us that energy to keep moving forward and to stay healthy and vibrant, because it's our birthright. And only truly when we are in that state of thriving, we can help the others who are not yet there. And we all, the planet needs more and more and more of us to, you know, live more our destiny, our true, you know, what we're here to do, to be the guardians of this beautiful place and not just go around destroying everything out of greed and selfishness. I believe that more and more of us need to awaken to that life force within us that is connected with everything around us, with nature, with the animals, with the other human beings, and live from that place of communion, of cooperation, of harmony. So let's find our inner harmony and then bring that out into the world. It's so needed.
So true, and I so strongly resonate, and I'm so happy that you got this book out there and are going to do this book launch. It's going to be so cool for people. So before we leave, can you give us a last message, and also um, let us know again where it is and the day, and if people can't make it, is your book going to be available, and where can people find it?
Yeah. So the practical stuff, and then to the last message. 20th of June, 6:15 to 8:30 p.m. in Highgate. The venue is called Jackson's Lane Art Center. And if you can't make it on the day, I'm doing private deliveries of the book. So it's not available currently on Amazon or anywhere else. People just go to my website, www.bristenamantu.com. I'm sure you'll put it in the link underneath. And you can email me asking for a copy. I will just send it via post to you.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a limited edition for now, but the more I bootstrap myself, I'll be printing out more copies. So, yeah, I'm so thrilled to bring this to the world. I know it was a seed inside of me for so long, and now it's growing into a tree, and I'm able to share the fruits of this tree with others. And if I were to offer a last message, I want to say that I deeply believe in each and every one of you who are listening right now, that you truly can live from your heart, that you can achieve everything that you set your mind and your soul to achieve, that is authentic and true to you, that you can believe in your dreams, and that you can enlist all the support and the resources that are needed to help you become more of that. I believe that, everyone's gift and skill and talent and purpose is what the world needs, is you being the truest, most liberated and authentic and happiest version of yourself. I think the world needs that from you, and you yourself will be your happiest version when you are on that path.
Amazing. And I will put the links under. So thank you so much, Bristena, for joining us today, and also thank you for the audience sticking through to the end. I really appreciate you all.
Thank you, Harry. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Look forward to seeing you there.
Oh yes, I can't wait.